welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first video. In the last video we talked about some of my favorite cost efficient or cost effective items to get you started on intuitive art, and we specifically talked about this Artecho 48 color palette watercolor cake pan. You can get it at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Amazon. I've seen it pretty much everywhere, and it might even be a different brand. This is specifically the Artecho one, but I find that they all pretty much work the same, that look like this. This is the lid to it. I just took it off, and you can use this as like little like a palette if you wanted to. But yeah, I just wanted to swatch it for you today. I didn't swatch it in the last video, and kind of compare so you can see the difference between something like this and then these are they're just student grade watercolors and not even professional grade, but they are like a step up from this. This is like practice, play, stuff like that, like not meant for longevity. These are student grade, so they're a little bit better quality. This specific brand was the Artist Loft, so it's really and that's the Hobby Lobby brand. So these are not even that fancy, but they did cost like around $35, and there is a difference between this and this. It's not anything crazy, depending on what you're doing. For what I do, the intuitive art and making like the dreamy abstract backgrounds, this paint works just fine. And it's vibrant and beautiful and all the things. But if you were doing something, hi kitty, get out of here please. Thank you, mama, come on. But if you were doing something where you need to do more blending, or try to really make things stand out, like doing a still life or something, I would probably recommend better paints. I mean, you can still do it with this, don't get me wrong, but once you get to a point where you're really trying to refine your technique and stuff, it does then become a materials difference, more so than technique or your ability. Anyways, so like I said, this is a great palette, starting out palette. This is one of the paintbrushes that came with this one specifically. I got this on Amazon. The ones in store, like in Walmart and Hobby Lobby, I don't believe that they come with a brush, at least not in my store. So that's that. I just wanted to take some swatches from this and some swatches from my other palette, and then let you see the comparison. It's really surprisingly not too different when you're first using them. The big difference comes in, like I said, when it dries. So let's do a yellow, because I know for sure I have a yellow in the other palette. We'll do this. I'm just trying to do similar colors. So see how vibrant and nice it comes out. And I'm just using practice paper. This is cheap. This is Artist Loft, but it's only 90 pound. It is not, I recommend 140 pound for watercolor. But this is good enough for like swatching and just playing with new materials. So this, like I said, is the Artecho side. Let's do another color. Let's try this red. See, look how vibrant and opaque that is for watercolor. Watercolors are naturally more transparent, but they can be quite vibrant, depending on the brand. And this is very vibrant and it looks pretty good. Let's see what else. Maybe we'll do one of these greens. Let me see my other palette real quick. Like I said, the colors aren't going to be exact because they are different brands, but just trying to get similar colors together. Maybe this one, I think I have something similar to this. Kitty, please. No, 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 no. So vibrant and pretty, please. Sorry, those my cats. And now this kind of dried up. That's annoying. I'm sorry. That kind of ruined this swatch, huh? I mean, you'll get to see what I mean by the quality in this swatch. Remember this swatch for later, because you'll see what I'm talking about, how it's just, it dries interestingly compared to the other palette. Okay, so we did a blue. Let's do a brown. I'm actually going to swatch my other palettes brown first so I can see which color brown I'm going for, if that makes any sense. So I can see the tone, because there's quite a few over here. So this is my Artist Loft student grade palette. Right off the bat, it's looking a little different. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger. Add some water to it. Okay. So that's going to be probably the closest to this one, although I don't really feel like there's a color in this palette that quite matches that. It's this one or that one. So I think this is pretty close. And I'm sorry, I don't know the technical names of these colors. I probably should. I don't. Like I said, I'm not a professional artist. I did go to school for art, but we really didn't memorize the names of the colors and stuff, and changes sometimes between brands. I don't know. Anyways, that's not the important part to me. So there's that color. Let me see. Let's do a green as well. Such a beautiful green or turquoise, whatever you want to call it. See, they really are quite good. And let's go with an orange. I do have quite a lot of orange in my other palette. Cat says no, we don't. It's funny. She's so talkative. Look at that. That's insane how much pigment there is in that one. Okay, and then one fun color that you don't get in a student grade palette be this one. So I'm gonna swatch it for you so you can see. Look how pretty that is. It's quite transparent, I will say that, but still can't really be built up from there, but still so pretty. I think it would be really fun in a background, abstract background. And then these lilacs I don't really have. Or let's do this bright neon pink real quick, because I think this would also be another fun color. And a background. Okay, and then one of these like lilac-y colors. And I will say with this Artecho palette, I do feel like there's some colors that are somewhat, I guess you could say, like too close, like so similar that I don't really think it's needed for all those colors, you know what I mean? Like if I was building my own palette, I wouldn't have colors like this or even like that. The primaries maybe like one warm, one cool, but not like some of these are really redundant. Okay, so that's the swatches of the Artecho palette. Maybe I should do the black too. This is black. Don't know what else to say about it, but I don't know, maybe you wanted to see the black swatched. Okay, so that's the Artecho palette. Now I'm going to come in with this Artist Loft palette. Let's spray it down to give it the best chance. I like spraying my palette down with water because it helps get like a creamy consistency in the pans. So I use a cool tone yellow here, so let's do that again. It's super creamy. Look at that. See, if you use these right, it's beautiful. Like, look how creamy and pigmented that is. A little bit of water to drag it. So right off the bat, I will say the yellow in this palette is less transparent, I would say, just from application. And it looks like it'd take significantly more water to make it more transparent. I will give that at that. Okay, so this red is actually a cooler red, but I wouldn't say it's like this cooler red. I'm just gonna go with this right here. Beautiful. And then we'll let it out. Big old drip. But okay, so closest to this is probably gonna be like this one. Smaller brush, get it here. Not quite as close. I think I have something closer to that actually. Oh, I just shook my brush off in there by mistake. Frustrating. Okay. Get this other color. Yeah, there we go, much closer. See that one? Brush was pretty wet. This one looks pretty transparent. This version of it, you know? Anyways, let's keep it going. Let's do the green. Really want to work it in there because I really don't hate when I get too much water on the swatches because it just doesn't come out as beautiful. Like, look at this, it's gorgeous. I just want to give each color its fair chance, you know? Stunning. Very similar colors, not exact though, but beautiful nonetheless. Okay, let's go with the orange. Some here. Now the vibrancy here, I don't know if it's because my water is so dirty. I almost feel like that plays a pretty big part in this here. Would normally have a clean water cup for this reason, so that you don't muddy your colors, but I didn't do that because I'm just doing swatches today. But yeah, so you see it. Now we're gonna wait for this to dry, and I'll come back and I'll show you the difference between the swatches and the way they dried. All right, so here is a close-up shot of the swatches dried up, so you can make your own judgments about them. It dried pretty good, and even the one here that I thought was gonna do funky things like this one did, it looks good. It actually looks really good. So I'm really impressed with the palette, and I think if you're just starting out, you would be too. Well, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching.